Hello, everyone. Hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of a Torchwood, Children of Earth reaction. This is our live, and my name is Matt. And I woke up this morning, and I was a little sick, and maybe you can hear that because my nose is runny, and I was sneezing up until very recently. So yeah, this is a sick reaction, literally. So we'll see what happens then. But I feel okay mostly. It's just the fact that my voice is gonna be a little bit weird. But for the most part, I think we're good to watch Torchwood. So anyway, Torchwood, right? So what happened last time? We're in the middle of Children of Earth, the Children of Earth arc, whatever you want to call it. Uh, so we watched 2 episodes out of 5, which means that after this we'll be more than halfway through. Um, so aliens, the 456, I think that's what we're calling them, have been possessing children in order to say shit. And they said that we are coming back, and then previous episodes they said we're coming back tomorrow. So this episode should be the next day, day 3. So they should show up here. And so yeah, previous episode we had the rescuing Captain Jack arc, where well, we got to see Gwen and Yanto being on the run from the government, just trying not to die. And then we got to see Jack literally regrow from like a couple chunks that survived the explosion. Which makes me think, would Jack, okay, so could Jack die if he was totally disintegrated? Like if he was like perfect cell, perfect Kamehameha disintegrated, or like Kenkidama spirit bomb disintegrated. Like if it was full disintegration, could he actually die that way? I would say probably. Because I'm not 100% sure, because the powers of the TARDIS magic bad wolf shit are bullshit. But yeah, so he regrow from a couple chunks, and that was pretty horrifying to see. We did get to see a, some John Barrowman dickage. That was pretty cool, and yeah. Oh, I have I okay. So I saw someone saying something like, I don't remember what it was then, but it was someone saying something like, "Oh yeah, John Barrowman was absolutely fully just full frontal during the filming of the entire thing at the end." So on set, when, because I did say it, because I was seeing it like frame by frame almost when I was doing the like discussion for previous episode. But at the final bit of the episode where they see when John Barrowman walks naked to the car and Gwen and Yanto and Riz are there, I could see Eve Miles's face, and she was like losing it, and then she like turned and she acted serious, and I was like, I betcha he's fully naked and she's losing it because of that, and and then I remember reading, I don't remember where I read it, but I read it somewhere that yes, that was in fact John Barrowman being fully naked, and those were in fact their actual real reactions to that when they're actually trying to do acting, and then they are like just laughing in the process. So yeah, that was awesome. That was an awesome bit of information that I'm glad I got to learn. I like that. Just keep that in mind while watching that final scene, because that is fucking awesome. Eve Miles in particular is the one that is like losing it, and I love that so much. But anyway, yeah, I think we may begin. So okay, uh, Torchwood. Yeah, is there anything else to say about previous episode? I mean, they did build like the chamber, which is probably gonna be like a conference room chamber where the 456 are gonna show up because they breathe poison or whatever. Well, that was the assumption, right? But other than that, I don't think Clem is just hanging out around there. Other than that, I think we're pretty good. We're pretty good. I like the Reese is there now, so he's part of the cast, and that's pretty cool. But anyway, I think we may begin. So Torchwood, Children of Earth, season 3, episode 3. Let's go.
think aliens are using you to speak. What do you think?
No such thing. How do we know that the 456 will keep quiet?
We don't. All we can do is hope to cover ourselves.
Okay, by the way, what if it's not aliens? Because that there at the intro. Because what they show you in the recap is usually crucial information. Right there, when asked Clem, I think Alan's using you to speak, and Clem said there's no such thing. And then they said, "What? How do we know that the 546 are gonna keep quiet?" And it's like, well, we don't know that. What if the 456 are the children from the beginning, and it was like a government experiment or whatever?
This is home.
Wait, is this a new Torchwood?
Used to be a Torchwood holding facility.
Oh.
One.
Ooh, this is Torchwood 1.
Tracksuit bottoms, not a good look.
Jacket arriving today.
Lemon sit, book stamps, pair of contact lenses, and 15 quid.
Plus 25 pence. That's some bloody alien thing to note today.
We've still got some of the Torchwood software though. We've lost the hub, but the software still exists on the server.
Yeah,
Well, that's it. Brilliant.
we become criminals.
Criminals. Thieves. Us. Well, they're treating us like criminals. Let's be criminals.
Fuck it! Alright. I like that. I do like that. Wow. And he just fucking books it? He's just gonna steal the car? Hell yeah! I fucking love this shit. You know? I fucking love this shit.
Could I borrow your phone? Just want to make a call to my sister. She's a bit worried. It's all this stuff with the kids and my mobile's not working. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna get traced.
That's not your department, but
Oh, like these are fake.
Can you find out who she is?
Yeah, they're gonna use her as leverage in order to get Jack back. They're gonna be like, alright, we got your daughter. Show up.
Let's not forget the creature comforts. Coffee, obviously. Got some
God.
doodah.
Thank God.
Alright, back to fucking around. I like this.
Army surplus special.
Oh, you're kidding.
Oh, yeah? You got another coat? Another military coat? Let's fucking go. Hit the Torchwood team.mp3. Yeah, they're gonna track Clem down.
That's the most secure building in the whole country. I can't exactly smuggle you in.
You don't have to. Just when you wear these, they'll transmit a picture back to us and we can see what's going on. More than that, we've got lip reading software. Just look at someone when they're speaking and it'll translate it.
I'm just the office girl.
Well, you have to find a way inside.
How?
I don't know.
They're asking a lot from this woman.
Blown up.
You wanna talk about that? Did you feel anything, or
Wasn't the best of days.
No.
the recovery was the part that hurt?
Did you feel it? Or did everything just go black?
I felt it.
Okay,
Shit.
Yeah.
that was bad then.
I'm a fixed point in time and space. That's what the doctor says. I think that means it's forever.
Well, 5 trillion, whatever.
But one
Billion.
day, you'll see me die of old age
Yes.
and just keep going.
Did this happen a couple times already?
We better make the most of it then.
Suppose.
Like right now.
We're busy, Yanto, but you know what?
Reese? Do you want to take the car and go to those shops down by the wharf? We need some discs for these things. Should take about 20 minutes.
30 minutes.
30.
I'll go later. The beans are almost done.
The beans are almost done.
Bloody beans.
My fucking god, dude.
Well, according to Gwen, it was your classic alien abduction back when he was a kid, in 1965. He was living 10 miles outside Arbroath, the Holly Tree Lodge. It was an orphanage. Looked at the files. The kids were taken away in November 1965. The lodge was closing down.
Jack was alive in 1965. He remembers something happened
The
there.
record stopped.
Jack knows shit.
Show me those people.
What people?
Andrew Staines, Ellen Hunt, Michael Saunders, the ones that were killed the same day as me.
Why do you think there's a connection?
Show me.
These are people that you recognize. These were the people in that operation.
Who are they, Jack?
I never knew their names.
Who were they? Jack, tell me, did you know them?
I I guess we're not fucking. Jack found something out.
I could come with you to Tim's house. I could help.
I don't think so.
Mr. Frobisher
She's
asked me
lying.
to come.
Just straight up lying.
Private conversation.
You're not the first, you know.
Oh shit.
Don't go thinking you're the first.
Okay then, Mr. Frobisher.
Do you remember me?
He remembers the smell. I like Clem.
Stephen, come on, we're going out quickly now.
She's smart.
Gwen always said there'd be trouble. Then do exactly what she said, just like the games.
Wow.
Nice and quiet, and don't let me out of your sight. Come on.
Good reaching in, yeah. Wow, that is a shitty break-in. They broke in from every spot except the back door. Oh shit, Alex! I'm just thinking a gun. Oh fuck!
Are you as immortal as your father? Is the boy? We can put it to the test. Take me, let him go. No. He's only a child. So?
What a fucking bitch. Huh?
Stephen, what is it? What's he pointing at? Stephen, stop it.
Some alien shit?
Please stop it. Stephen, look at me.
What is it pointed at?
Stephen, stop it.
Is it a UFO up there?
Stop it.
They're pointing in Britain's direction. It's us, yeah.
Pointing at us.
Yeah.
Pointing at Tim's house.
Oh, they're pointing at Dave's house. Yeah. Let's go. They're pointing at exactly the thing that they built. Can't they see some? Oh shit! They're descending! There's just a fireball. That is fire. That is absolutely fire. So... And now what? They don't care.
Is there something wrong?
I love the way this is directed.
I'm sorry, but I need to know, before I approach my superiors, what exactly do you want?
Speak.
I am speaking.
We would speak.
Do they want a live broadcast to the entire planet?
And according to protocol, ambassadorial procedure is not made public. You wouldn't be speaking to the entire population, but to their elected representatives. That's how it works. That's all I can offer. Condition. The 456 have made
Don't tell the world what we did. That's the condition. Don't tell about the first encounter.
I mean, given the nature of that meeting, it would ensure the smooth running of diplomatic relations between Earth and the 456 if that previous encounter was kept off the record. By off the record, I mean private. Between us.
I know, right? This is the exact emotion you should have.
I suggest that dialogue with the 456 is taken out of my hands.
I don't want anything to do with this.
Civil service.
They're still British.
But not elected, with no authority of state.
He's sending Peter Capaldi to die out there.
John Frobisher has already spoken to the 456. I suggest he continues. John Frobisher's a good man. And better than that, he's expendable.
Wow. Send him in to die out there. Fuck it. I don't want anything to do with this. Send him in. And then, oh my god, this is the worst phone call of his life.
You've consulted with the military. They've demanded that from now on you become our spokesperson in all negotiations with the 456. Security briefing. Thank you.
It just hangs up.
Shit.
I'll let you know.
He's right.
Okay, bye.
He managed to sneak into the house, steal the phone, and walk off? That's a fucking pro move right there.
Remembering more. It's not just them up there. It's the man. He's come back.
The
After all
man.
these years. I can smell him.
What man?
Do we talk about a specific man or just the system? Wow, Gwen. Just like, fuck this shit, we're moving.
Excuse me, I better take this. I was gonna phone your collar, which was all right. Look, Just tell the girls that there's nothing to worry about.
But there
I'll
is
tell them
Jack.
that Johnny boy.
I'll tell them that their father tried to have me killed. How about that?
That's my wife's phone. How did you get my wife's phone?
This is 1965, isn't it? Tell me, is it them? Have they come back?
Yes.
That's why you tried to have me killed.
The silence.
Along with Andrew Staines and Ellen Hunt and Michael Sanders.
All of us dead, so no one could say anything. Is that it?
I had no choice.
I demand to talk to the 456 myself.
Think about it.
The fact that they've come back proves that they can't be trusted.
Which means we made a deal in the past.
Need me.
Captain, we have your daughter and grandson. Alice,
Mm.
Stephen Carter in our custody.
Shit.
You what?
I promise nothing will happen to her. I absolutely promise. So long as you agree to say nothing.
Yeah, well, how about I go back into that house right now and get your wife?
This fucking
Except
shit.
you won't. Because you're a better man than me.
Holy shit! This is true! He's calling him out! Holy shit! Alright. He's eating a hot dog. Do you like hot dogs?
And who's the queer?
Yeah. It's a guy he's old. Well, some people take offense to that term, some people do not. It's still up in the air to this day. Ugh.
Online, she's doing it.
Oh, good girl.
I knew she would.
Renata hits release.
They can send emojis? Like, I'm trying to think. Lois is never in a position where she will be able to read any lips. Clem might have a PTSD attack.
He's got his back to us.
Yeah, I can see that.
From the Holy See of Vatican City.
Need his mop.
Shut up.
Yeah, but how? She can't move in front.
You've got eyes in the room.
Software is not so good in profile.
She can't be in front.
Was established. What are the rules of protocol is established
It's not too bad.
It's working.
1968. Established by the United Nations.
You hate smileys.
Shut up.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, she can write down what the alien
Republic
says.
of Iran and the Republic of Iraq.
It's bloody shorthand.
No, I can read it. It says, yes.
This is a nightmare.
I'm sorry, but I can't help being concerned. Is there a problem?
I'm sorry, but I can't help being concerned. Is there a problem?
What?
Why it came to Britain? Hardly top of the agenda.
It has been asked why the 456 chose Great Britain as its chosen point of
I can
embarkation.
barely get the words out.
You have no significance.
Okay.
Why is it lying?
Because they know.
It's
For
rubbish.
sure. Yeah.
He's got nothing to lie.
Yeah. Jack knows though. Can you give us some light, Jack?
We want a gift.
What?
Of course.
The children?
We want your children. We will take your children.
They do want the children?
They want to take them, like they did before, like the man did.
Jack, can you explain to us?
He's coming back. He's coming back.
No, Glenn, just wait.
He's coming.
Is Clem referring to Jack? Yeah. Oh, Jack is the man.
How many?
10%. We want 10%. We want 10% of the children of this world.
I would be inclined to say that is about 300 million people. He was there in 1965.
I'm McDonald. Just another name. It was easier if you didn't know the names.
He had to do some fucked up shit. He had to give them to the 456.
Walk into the light, go on.
He sent them to die.
I gave them the kids.
Yep.
1965. I gave them 12 children.
What for?
As a gift.
Alright. Okay, so the mystery of the 1965 incident is unraveling before our eyes. Yeah, okay. So, alright. So Jack was there. He's the man that Clem is referring to. Okay, so So what probably happened is that the government worked with Torchwood. I mean, they worked with probably a bunch of people, and now John Frobisher is trying to hide whatever happened back then, cover it up, and which is why they tried to assassinate Torch. I mean, we know this, right? But like, we didn't know how much they knew. I assumed it was because they got too close. But now it's coming out that like, so the reason why they tried to assassinate Captain Jack Harkness specifically, like that's why his name was on a list alongside other VIPs, is because he was there at the event alongside every single other person that they mentioned was there at the event. So they tried to silence every single one of them. Jack, however, can't die, so he's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna go out there and I can tell the world. I do like a lot that like he was like, I can go out there and just tell everyone, unless you get me in there. And then John Frobisher replies, we have your daughter and grandson, so we have that chip to play. And then Jack is like, well I can go walk in right now and pay a visit to your wife and your daughters. And John Frobisher is like, no, you won't. You're a better person than I am. And Jack is like, shit, he's right. He's calling me out and he's right. It's like, shit. Though we have just established that in 1965 Jack did send a bunch of children as sacrifices to the aliens. So he was probably part of that whole operation because they probably just gave him orders to do so. And it's probably one of those things that he regrets a lot. Like you can tell in his acting, in his face, he was like, he like didn't have fond memories over that, and it was like regret memories. And I can probably see Jack doing that shit and then instantly being like, what the fuck did we do? And then he's like, fuck this shit, I'm out, right? That's probably how it went. But yeah, back in 1965 Jack was there, and like, it's funny that like we've had all these bits of information since episode 1, but there has been so much shit happening that we never actually had the time to like talk about it until like halfway through the season, like third episode. Because in episode 1 we found all that shit out, but then instantly we went back and it was like there's a bomb and then the entire building blew up and Jack blew up and whatever. Episode 2 we had him fucking taken away and he regrew inside of a body bag, and then we sealed him in fucking concrete, and then we had to free him, and that was the end of the episode. Like, we didn't have time at all to interact up until right here, episode 3. Because in episode 1, it was like we're discovering the mystery. Episode 1 is like shit we're trying to survive, everyone individually. And episode 3 is finally when it's like, okay, now we can talk. And then as soon as they talked, Jack is like, oh no. And then he instantly ran away. And I like that Wayne was like, that is such a Jack thing, you should have stopped him. Because he always does that shit. And it's like, yes, he does. But, okay. So Jack instantly went to John Frobisher's wife's house. Or his house, I suppose. He didn't do anything to the family. They didn't even realize he was there. She probably still doesn't know. He only went and took her cell phone to call him. So then he can be like, all right, so I got your wife's phone, bitch. What are you gonna do? And then he's like, all right, is it them? Is it the 456? And I like that they had like a private, honest conversation where Frobisher didn't necessarily like, I mean, a little bit of a threat was made in the sense of like, we got your daughter and grandson. But other than that, he was like, Jack is like, Frobisher, tell me, is it them? Is it the 456 from 1965? And then Frobisher is like, yes. So like there was a confirmation. We know what the problem is. We know everything, right? We probably could have figured that shit out because Clem would have met Jack. But now Jack comes in with the knowledge already there, as it is happening. So yes, that I like that. And I cannot wait for like next episode to like tell me what exactly happened in 1965. We can tell, like we can piece some things together, right? We can tell that it was like, okay, we had children from an orphanage. Some alien entity, the 456, showed up and they were like, we want children. And then they were like, all right, we're going to give you children. How many? And they were like 12, whatever, right? And then we go to, we went to the orphanage, like okay, so the government got into contact with the 456 and whoever else, like whoever, like sergeant or person of rank that was there alongside Jack, they were like, all right, we're gonna feed children to the alien entity because they probably are threatening us with something that is pretty bad, so we have to feed them the children. And Jack was there, so he decided to probably the person to be like, all right, I'm gonna be the one holding their hand and sending them into the light, because nobody else will do it, so I suppose I will, or because I'm the main character, so I have to be there, so it can be a cool reveal later. He was there. He was the one that sent the children in and into the light. And he fed them 12 children. I don't know if it was 12 out of 13 or 11 out of 12, because Clem survived. Which is making me think, what if that is the reason why they came back? Because Jack said, and this is an interesting bit of information that was not fully revealed, but it was implied to, and I'm glad I noticed, Jack said, they came back so they cannot be trusted, which means that a deal was made. Probably, we'll give you the children, please never come back again. And they said yes. But now, they came back, which means that that they broke the deal, so they're lying, which, like, tell us about the existence of a deal to begin with, so they wouldn't come back. But they did, so they cannot be trusted. That these are also pieces of information we got from that little piece of dialogue that Jack said. But what I'm thinking is that maybe because they didn't take Clem, because Clem ran away, the deal was null. It was de facto null, because it was never fully realized on the human side, because Clem ran away. So if the deal was, we need 13 children, and they only get 12, that means that it's null. Whatever deal they made was null, so they came back, and it's completely fine on their own terms. They weren't lying, because they only got like 90% of the children, more than 90, but like they didn't get 100% of them, so fuck them, fuck this shit. Now they come back. They're establishing first contact, and this is a weird thing, because like they show up in like a fireball descending from the sky, and it's not like it's like a fire beam descending from the sky, that it phased through the building and it into the cage that they built for them, and we cannot tell what it looks like inside. It looks like a giant crab monster. Like, I saw like crab things in there, and it also like maybe there's some tentacles and shit, and it like threw like acid or whatever onto the thing, so it was just gross and shit. But we never actually got to fully see what was inside there. We don't even know if it's a single entity or multiple. All right, so and we don't even know if that's what they are, or if it's like a conduit or whatever. Whenever we're talking alien shit and it's remained mysterious, you cannot tell fully what is happening, and they're hiding that from us, so we know even less. Anyway, so yeah, that's all we know. They didn't lie to John Frobisher, at least for the time being. John Frobisher is like, please don't tell, and they were like, yeah, you are of no significance. So the Americans ate it up. Maybe it will come to the light later, but maybe not. But yeah, for the time being, Britain is safe, I suppose, from the 1965 incident. So the 456 shows up, and it's like, all right, we want the children. We want your children. And Frobisher's like, excuse me. Like, because like, what would they possibly want? We know nothing of them. So I was like, the children. And it's like, yes, actually, the children. Because like, they took the children already in 65. So now I'm just like, okay, they want new children, a new batch of children. We want 10% of the world population. Given I thought they would say 100%, so 10% is not that bad by comparison. It's still pretty bad, because I wonder if Google knows this. How many children are in the world? 2.2 billion children. Alright, so I said 200 million. Is that what would be? 220 million. Is that what it would be like? Give me a second. So it would be this times 10. Yeah, it would be 220 million children. I'm surprised at how close I got, by the way. I only missed by like 20 million. But 200 million, I thought it would be like, okay. But yeah, it's 220 million children. Given this was 2009, so maybe the number would be a little bit less. So yeah, 200 million children. That's a lot. 200 million people is a lot, and it's not even people, it's children people. So it's even worse. How you even give them 200 million children? How would you even do that? Yeah, I don't know how that would work, but like, that's what they want. They didn't give an answer. Like, the government didn't give an answer. So I suppose what needs to happen next episode is that they have to say, like, we cannot give you 10% of the children in the world. And then they will say, we're going to threaten you with, like, complete total world annihilation unless you give us 10% of the children. That could be the case. And, like, here's the thing. I can see Torchwood doing it. Like, the show. I can see the show saying, fuck them kids. Alright, 220 million children. Fuck them. They're gone. Fuck them kids. Right? And what is the cutoff point of what determines a child, by the way? From what age to what age? Right? That is another thing I want to know. Is a baby that is a year old a child? Like a couple months old? Is that a child? If it's like 17, is that a child? It's underage? Like, what specifically is the time window to determine a child? Yeah, we'll have to figure all that shit out if we're gonna give them our children. How is the Torchwood team gonna deal with this? How are they gonna deal with this? Like, that's what I want to know. Because usually Torchwood is Earth Defense Force. Given this season less so because it's a single event. I love this, by the way. I love this, like, this full story arc that we have that is 5 episodes long. It's this whole overcomplicated shit, and it's all this drama, and it's all this, like, this shit is higher than ever, is bigger than any of us. How the fuck do we deal with it? Because, like, we can fight weevils, no problem, but when the fucking 456 shows up, descends on the top of the MI5 building or whatever, and speaks globally, well, not globally, not to the public, but to all world leaders, being like, alright, we want 10% of your children population. And then Jack is like, I was there in 1965, and I gave them the children myself. So Jack knows more about them than we know by now, probably. So next episode, we should be... I'm excited for next episode, because next episode I feel like should be... like... everything I want to know is probably gonna get revealed next episode. And then episode 5 would be the conclusion, right? Because, like, that's the thing. It's like, I'm thinking about, like, reveals of mysteries and information and things we need to know. It has been slowly been revealed. At this point, I feel like it's been mostly revealed, but I still want to know specifically what happened in 1965. I want to know all the details. So that's probably what they're going to tell me next episode. So we're gonna get to know more about the 456. We're gonna know what happened next to 65 with Jack and Clem and maybe Frobisher and everything. And then episode 5 is probably gonna be the resolution to the entire event. So I'm excited for next episode because they're gonna tell me shit, right? I'm very excited for that. But yeah, anyway, anything else that happened this episode? Things happen. I do like that they were like, well, we don't have anything. How are we going to do anything right now? And then Gwen is like, well, they're treating us like criminals, so let's fucking be criminals. Fuck it. I really like that. And then we had like a montage of them stealing shit, pretending to be a server at a restaurant and just taking this guy's credit card or whatever, just stealing a car, just pretending to fist fight, and then Gwen steals a guy's suitcase and phones and shit. It's like, that was amazing. That was fucking god tier. I love that shit. Like, it really made, like, that is one of my favorite Gwen moments we have. Like, actually, that is one of my favorite moments with Gwen we've had in the entire show. Because it really reminded me of Bento Audio, which is JoJo Part 5. But I'm specifically referring to Bento Audio. Well, did it happen in the anime too? I don't remember. But there is a moment when they're being... Okay, so they're being, like, tracked by, like, an assassin team or whatever. So they're like, all right, if we steal a car, they're going to know where we are. So then they go, like, shit. Like, they're going to know which car it was. So then they go, like, shit, how do we slip away? And then they go, like, okay, if we steal one car, they're going to know where we are. But if we steal every single car in this spot, they're not going to know which one to track down. So then they just, like, destroy every car and just steal one. And then they won't know which car it was. And I'm just like, that is the biggest leap of logic of, like, fuck it. I don't give a fuck about what is morally good or not, or, like, whatever. Because, like, we have a better goal. We have a higher goal. And I like that we had a Wen moment where she did that. Where she was like, well, fuck it, let's just commit crimes. We have to deal with this alien bullshit. It's bigger than any of what those people want to do. So let's take their cars. Like, take their cell phones. Let's fucking destroy their lives. I don't give a fuck. Right? Like, we need to deal with the alien shit. I don't give a shit about them. Sure. They're random, like, for this, like, for what it matters from, like, a perspective of, like, looking at it from, like, the fourth wall. Those people don't matter, so fuck them. Let's just take their shit. We need it. I like that a lot. Yeah, that was fucking fantastic. Gwen, girl, that was great. I like that Jack is complaining about the shit that he has to wear, and then they got him his coat back, and it's like, yeah, Jack's back. Anyway, so they took Jack's daughter, what was her name? Alice? And the grandson. Because, yeah, of course, they wanna have some chips to play with Jack, and it worked. Jack was like, get me in there, and John Frobisher is like, or we can fucking shoot your daughter. And Jack is like, I can shoot your wife. And then he's like, no, you're not gonna. And you know I'm a worse person than you are, so I'll do it. And Jack is like, well, shit, can't argue with that. Dude, when they fucking threw Mr. Frobisher into the pit, into the alien pit, that was so fucking, like, I don't know, infuriating. Just fucking, oh, this fucking slimy politician motherfucker. Like, because, like, the entire time with the blank page, it was like John Frobisher brought the blank page to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister was like, you never told me anything about nothing. And John Frobisher's like, that means the blank page stays with me then. And then he's like, yes. So then Frobisher walked off, and then they just fucking passed it around like a curse. And I think the blank page was like an assassination document. It was like, to whose name it is. And then and now with the knowledge of the 456, everyone is just denying that they know anything except for Frobisher, which has to deal with it. And then the Prime Minister, when he meets with the fucking United States delegate and the fucking unit person, he goes like, I knew nothing. We knew nothing. Nothing ever happened here. Britain's totally fine. And he goes like, well, I don't want anything to do with that shit. So my suggest that the civil service takes care of it, not the government. They're not a government group. They just work for us, but they're civilians. So maybe we can send them in there. I might recommend Mr. Frobisher. John Frobisher's a good man, and he's already having in contact with the 456. So maybe we can just send him in. And everyone goes like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And I'm just like, oh my fucking god. My guy Frobisher here, my boy Peter Capaldi is about to fucking explode. He's about to break. Like, everything that is happening to him is like the worst thing ever. He's just like, I just wanted to go to work that day, man. And then Alien showed up. And then it's just been like a nonstop stress fucking trail. Because like, his daughters are also doing the alien shit. And it's just, he was like super desperate and just screaming about it. Well, what I'm thinking about is like, what if like, well, because like he knows about the 456, so the reason why he was so desperate when he saw that happening to his daughters was because he was like, am I gonna have to feed my daughters to them? Which is probably his worst fear, and now it's coming to pass. He's like, they want the children, so shit. And like the fact that they're sending him in to die because everyone is just saying like, we know nothing, and then Frobisher is like the person standing at the front, right? And like, I cannot even entirely hate that character, even if tried to assassinate Torchwood team and did successfully blew Jack the fuck up. Which, by the way, Jack felt that. Yanto asked him, and Jack was like, yeah, I felt it. And he was like, shit. And it's like, yeah, right? Because, like, that's something you would want to know. Would you feel an explosion like that? Or would it be too instantaneous and shocking for you to be able to feel anything for, like, that microsecond? Jack is like, I felt it. So it's like, fuck. But yeah, anyway. Shit. That's something. And I like that they were gonna fuck. They were like, Riz, can you go get that shit? And it's like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll go in a little bit when I'm done with the beans. But then Yanto dropped the information on Jack about the fucking 1965 shit, and Jack instantly went running. So I guess they didn't get to fuck then. That's bad. There were a couple moments in this episode where they have classic Torchwood moments. You know, classic interaction, just having fun moments. And I enjoyed that a lot. I like fun Torchwood. I think that's very fun. And it also builds it up so whenever someone dies, it's more tragic. So, yeah, hopefully no one dies this season, but it's Torchwood, so you know. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it about this episode. Is there anything else I want to say? No, I think I'm pretty good. Shoutouts to Louis Habiba, or Woman on the Inside. Shoutouts to her for being like, alright, we're gonna be in there. I'm gonna help you guys out. She's fucking great. Hopefully she doesn't die either. But yeah. But alright, I think that's pretty much it for this episode of Torchwood then. But if you would like to see next episode already of Children of Earth, you can check out the Patreon. There's early access, there's full length, there's a bunch of good stuff over there. Check out the links in the description for that and social media, everything else, and I'll see you next time, okay? Take care, everyone. Goodbye.